Hello watch fans, it's Anders here on Watch On channel. Today a review of a very interesting limited bronze Divewatch. Typical Christopher Ward box. I did do an unboxing first impressions of this watch, so if you want to see how the experience was when I unboxed this watch the first time, you can click up in the right hand corner now or down in the description. Also, before I open this box, if you haven't yet subscribed to my channel, please hit the subscribe button. Also, please hit the notification bell, then you will get notified when I release new video. Unfortunately, YouTube, Google, they have changed their algorithm, so it's harder to get views for my videos, which is a real shame. Inside, you find this cardboard containing a fiber cloth. You will also find the paperwork. And here we have the watch. This is the new Christopher Ward C60 Ombré Green Bronze. And let me just get much more into why the watch is named as it is and all the features, the feeling, the accuracy and the lume during this review. So before we get into this Christopher Ward diver and quick wristwatch check, I am wearing my Doxa Sub 600T, a new watch released late last year from the legendary Swiss Divewatch brand. If you haven't seen the full review video, you can click up in the right hand corner now or down in the description. Also, recently I did review this new model, this Christopher Ward CRANWELL. Also, you can see the full review by clicking the right hand corner or down in the description. So let's get into the Christopher Ward C60 Ombré Green Bronze watch. This is a limited dive watch, water resistant to 600 meters, limited to 500 examples. So if you're interested in this watch, you should have a look at Christopher Ward's website. It's down in the description, the link towards this watch and other watches from Christopher Ward. They are releasing a non-limited, as far as I know, 40mm version in blue with a blue dial of this watch. It's being released in April 2022. So what we have here is a 42mm dive watch with a thickness of around with a thickness of around 13.7 millimeters, a log width of 22, and a log to log of approximately 48.8 millimeters. So the idea with this watch is of course the bronze case, which is going to oxidize. This particular example you can see here is number 3 out of 500. You get the typical Trident logo here on the Christopher Ward. Here's 600 meters of water resistance, automatic movement. So what they did with the movement is quite nice, because at approximately $1,300 in price, you actually get a chronometer certified watch, as you can see above the date window, which is placed and color matched to the green dial down here at 6 o'clock. It is a Sellita SW200 movement, and as you can see on your screen now, it's very accurate, so I'm very happy with the accuracy, and also the fact that they actually take one of these kind of standard movements. We see a lot of Sellita movements these days in a lot of watches, and actually just maximize this movement with quality, because they tested and they regulated to COSC specifications. The other thing we see, which is special apart from the chronometer certified movement and the bronze case, as you can see it's starting to oxidize on the bezel here, is this green dial. This is why the watch is called Ombre. This is a French word meaning the same color in different shades. And as you can see, the green dial here, it is kind of lighter to the center part and darker to the outer part. It's not a fume dial as we see with a lot of watches where you have different kind of shades of the same color on the dial. It is ombre. So we also see that they placed the Christopher Ward logo below 12 o'clock. I think this is a nice detail. With a lot of watches in recent years from Christopher Ward, they placed the logo at 9 o'clock here, and I thought it looked a little too much like a fashion watch, but this doesn't. We also see these very nice gilded applied hour markings. You can just see the dimensions here. It is a dial with a lot of dimension because we have this nice application of the hour markings. You get 2 sticks at 12 o'clock, so you can easily orientate in dark situations to 12 o'clock. You see typical sword style hands, very pointy, long minute hand, and then you get this lollipop style second hand, also gilded. And also of course a quick lume shot here. You can see the Swiss Superluminova does a really great job. We also notice that we get a nice lume pip at 12 o'clock on the bezel. So back to the dial, which of course, apart from the beautiful green ombre coloring, is actually hand finished, because you see these scratches on the dial. These are applied after the dial is produced, so by hand, Christopher Watt's production, they actually scratch these watches to have this kind of aged look to it. And this means that each of these 500 watches is unique, because no dial is scratched in the same way. So that just makes it even more unique, although it's very limited to just 500 examples. The case finishing is very light brushing on the sides here. A nice polished chamfering starting from the crown all the way down the lock here. It's the same on the other side, you can see. It is, with a bronze case, a little bit harder to actually see these polished surfaces. The bezel action is really nice, 120 clicks. No play whatsoever. Nice and smooth. Very easy to grip. Not too loose, not too stiff. Maybe even just a tad towards being a little too loose for my taste. I do like bezel action where it's a little more stiff, like it is for example on the Doxa here. The crown is a signed screw down crown. Really big crown. I enjoy that they apply these big crowns to their watches, Christopher Watt. I have personally owned several Christopher Watt dive watches, even also dress watches, over the course of years, and I always enjoyed the crown action. But I do think, although this is very easy to unscrew, also very easy to screw back in, buttery smooth, perfect unscrewing and perfect screwing back in, I do miss the click, the pop. So when you unscrew the crown, you don't get this clicking sound. It's just, okay, so I have to guess that it's kind of unscrewed now. I enjoy having this clicking sound. Also, when you're manually winding the watch, it feels a little bit stiff. I do prefer a little more smooth winding. It is not a big problem. It works exactly like it should. Although you don't have to turn the crown a lot of times to fully wind this movement, because the Sellita SW200 movement has a 38-hour power reserve, so that's not a long time. Very easy to screw back in. Setting the date, turning the hands is very easy. No hassle, but still you get a little resistance. I don't mind it. You can see you can very easily just very fast set the time. And the last thing, the strap. All 500 examples comes on this fabric strap with this nice leather interior. You can see here. Handcrafted webbing canvas. And you see here the Christopher Watt logo. A lot of holes, so you can definitely get the right fit. And then on the top here we get this kind of almost, it looks almost kind of military or aged, this kind of fabric here, canvas. Nice stitching. And of course you get a matching bronze buckle, signed Christopher Watt. So here the Christopher Watt C60 Ombré Green Bronze Divewatch is on my 17.5 centimeter wrist circumference. You can see that it definitely is a sports watch on the larger side with its 42mm size and almost 14mm in thickness, but it wears really nicely. I do think that the strap here is a little bit stiff. My guess is that when you wear this watch for some time, it will soften because you get the leather interior and also this canvas fabric material. It will also soften. How it will hold up, how it will look in a year or two, it's a guess, but if you wear this watch in salt water, if you wear it out in the sun, I think this will start to fade. So maybe you want to buy a rubber strap or another type of strap for this watch. So to conclude this review, I think you get a really nice overall package for less than $1,400 US. If you compare to other brands, you'll have to look into maybe Longines and Oris, maybe also Seiko under a little higher end Seiko. If you want to look into comparable brands with this one, maybe also a brand like Rado. And I think that for less than $1,400 US, you get a really nice overall package of value with this watch. You see, you get some very special attention. Nice flat sapphire crystal here to detail. You get something special because it's very limited. You get a chronometer certified movement. You get really nice lume, nice bezel action, and of course high accuracy. You get a lot of quality for less money than the bigger brands. Also because the bigger brands, they have physical stores. Christopher Ward is an online only brand. I would like a little better crown action with the click. I'm not a huge fan of this strap, but if it will break in over time, it will be very comfortable, but you can of course easily change to another strap. So it's not perfect in any way, but overall it's a really nice value package you get here. So I hope you enjoyed the review of this Christopher Ward watch. If you enjoyed it, don't forget to subscribe to my channel, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and leave a comment down below. I will see you next time. Bye.